Hello, by Truth TV here once again, and today in this episode I'm going to be going into the fact that this bank, Hsbc, are telling their customers that if they don't wear masks they're going to close their account. I think this is very interesting because we've been seeing a lot of these big companies doing the same thing over the last few days in the lockdown number 3. In my recent video to do with a film that just came out called Locked Down is all part of this agenda to break us down while we're being locked down. I want to use this short video to talk about what we're worth, because we don't seem to be worth very much to the bank. But before I do that, I'm going to go into 2 little segments to show you what the bank is and what the bank is about. The first segment is a little short history. Let's go in.
The Hong Kong Bank and Shanghai Bank, commonly known as HSBC, was created in 1865 with the intent to finance trade between Europe and Asia. By 1900, the bank had expanded its presence to 16 countries and was financing trade across the world. HSBC survived the darkest times of the past 100-plus years and came through each difficult time stronger and more resilient. In 1992, HSBC purchased the UK-based Midland Bank and had to move its head office from Hong Kong to London as a condition of the takeover. Today, HSBC has about 3,900 offices located in 67 countries and territories, serving around 38 million customers. HSBC currently has 4 global businesses: retail banking and wealth management, commercial banking, global banking and markets, and global private banking. It's now one of the most successful banks and brands in the world.
Now in this we mentioned that it goes back to the 1800s, and it's been going for a long time, surviving a lot of problems in the world, and is one of the most powerful banks in the world. So it's part of the global financial banking system, a powerful part of that. Let's go to another section, because it did mention private banking in there. So let's go to talk about a few issues that the bank has had to do with its private sector. Some of the customers that I don't think they're really talking about in terms of wearing masks when they're coming in, because these people obviously have a lot of money and a lot to hide. Let's take a look.
Is under the microscope today. HSBC, one of the largest banks in the world. A leak of confidential data obtained by Radio-Canada's program Enquête and by the National show how the bank was complicit in helping some of its richest clients hide assets, at times illegally. Among the names, more than 1,500 Canadians. And you might be surprised by Ottawa's response. Here's Frederick Zalak with Banking on Secrecy.
Geneva, home to the rich and one of the world's top banking centers, with its numbered accounts, its hidden names, its deep secrets. But in 2008, all that took a big tumble when this branch of the HSBC private bank, catering to some of the wealthiest people in the world, became the target of an unprecedented leak of financial information. A leak that would lead to charges of complicity in tax evasion, tax fraud, and money laundering.
So we can see that the bank has been involved with criminal activity. Is this something that should be shocking to people? No, because if people have eyes to see, they know that even the banks that we are forced to deal with are corrupt. Many of them going back to slavery and so forth, making unimaginable amounts of money. And I'm not just talking about the slavery of the past, I'm talking about the slavery that's going across the world now, and the way the world is run, and the way people have to scramble for even little bits of money to live. Now, the reason I'm making this video today is about what's happening to us as humanity, what's happening in my life, and hopefully what's happening in other people's life. Now, many of you know that I'm facing the court system, which is again another form of bank. And what I'm having to understand is who I am, what my value is. Now, a while ago I wrote a song called Money, and I broke it down: my own natural energy yield. My own natural energy yield. What I want to tell people is this, is that when you're born, they create a bond on the living entity. So they put money against you on the stock market. You can research this if you want. It's well known among certain communities. Now, I want to say this. Does the money have value, or does the living person have value? I want to say this. When you go into your bank and you say, I want my money, all my money, do you think the bank can provide that for you that day? No, because your money's not there. Because they're making money off your money. For a long time, they've got rid of the gold standard, so that the money that we use doesn't actually value anything. It's called fiat money. Look into this, because I'm not going too deep into these areas in this video. I just want to keep it narrow and just talk about the fact of what you're worth as a person. Because that bank is only there because of the money that you've worked and put in there. Hopefully you're one of the people that are not laundering money, and you're not one of the corrupt individuals on the planet. But you've actually used your natural energy to create money. Now in the future they want to use our energy plugged into the system, like the China system, the social credit, where we are going to be electronically tagged and used to generate money for the system, or should I say currency for the system, because as you know, they want a cashless system where if they choose they can just control us from every aspect of our life, which is more or less what they're doing now. But the point is this, coming back to this fear tactic that the banks are using on us, they're trying to make us believe, which is a deception, a fraud, that they are more powerful than us. But the fact is this, it is our money that gives them their power. It is money generated from our own natural energy that gives them that power. And when it comes back to understanding who we are, it seems that the system is wanting us all to believe that we have no power as individuals or as part of a collective human race. We have no power. We have no sovereignty. Is this true? Is that what the people who are watching this video actually believe? Well, sadly, if you believe that, I fear for your future. I would like you to believe this, that you are the powerful one and they are not. Because even if 10 of you went to your bank today, went to your HSBC bank today and said, well look, you're threatening to close my account if I don't wear a mask. What if we demand all our money today? What are you going to do? Because that money's owed to us. Sadly for you, you've already agreed that you can't get your money that day anyway, so that they don't fall into problems, and that what they're using your money for doesn't cause them any issues, because they've got your money invested in whatever they want it invested in, whether it be arms, whether it be illegal drugs. You don't know, do you? You don't know how corrupt these banks are. But I can assure you this, times are changing, and we need to understand that these banks, these global corporations, don't have the power over us. Sadly, I'm wrong. The reason they do have the power over us is because we have equated our own being with exactly what they are. Now, if you look up the word person, all it means is a corporation. And that's what we're looked at, as persons. Fake identities, not real human beings, not living entities who have power and have sovereignty. We're not looked at as that. We're looked at as persons. And that's why they can push us around, and that's why they can say, if you don't do such and such, we'll close this and we'll do that. So this is the time we're going to have to wake up, isn't it? We're going to have to start waking up to our own individual power, our own collective power, and saying, no, no. You do not own me. And you do not own this person. I the human being owns the person that I operate under in your civil, commercial area. I, the man, owns the person, not you. Two entities, the real human being, the powerful one, and the entity they deal with, the one on paper, the commercial entity on paper, the one as they look at as a corporation, the one that they bring in all their regulations against. People, we need to start empowering ourselves before it's too late. And these little steps that they're taking in enforcing fear on us are the steps that we need to push back. You know, there's a very great scene in The Matrix. And the scene is at the end where Neo has been killed, really, by the agents. The bullets have gone into him, but he doesn't die. And there's a part where he flexes his energy like that. Yeah? Because symbolically, he's understood that the system that he's been battling with all the time doesn't have any more power. So it goes back to the other part in the film where it says, where Morpheus says to Neo, or should I say when Neo says to Morpheus, are you saying that I'll be able to dodge bullets? And Morpheus says, no, when you're ready, you won't have to. We need to become ready, because all around us, there's bullets. We need to empower ourselves so that when we're ready, we won't need to dodge them. This comes in the form of understanding who we are in terms of the law, in terms of banking, commerce. We need to understand our place on the planet, on the plane of existence. We need to understand ourselves and who we are, or we'll be broken forever. We're already standing like this with our hands out begging. Can't be doing that forever, can we? No more. Elevate Truth TV signing out. I'll be back soon.